Hello, my name is Lisa Abbey, and this is the channel about needlework. And I hope you'll find something that will be interesting to you. I have been participating in Stitch Mania, which, if you're not familiar, it's a process where we start a new project every day in May. So I thought I would just show the remainder of my starts since my last video. Excuse me. I'm not going to go back from the very beginning, but we'll just start from where I left off on my last video. So let's get going. The first project was out of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I think it was fall last year. And I decided to do a chart from Sabrosa Designs. So I thought that one was super cute. So I grabbed some over-dyed, tea-dyed linen from the thrift store. And I like the way it's turning out. I've worked on this for very short increments before and after work. Well, before work and during my lunch break. So that's why there's a little bit more on that one than a lot of my starts. So the next one was a free pattern from Pinterest. I believe it's called Live Simply. And of course it's on my phone, so I don't have anything to share, the finished piece to share with you. But if you want to follow my Instagram, I have most of them pictured in the Instagram feed. So don't have much on that one. That was a late night. Just wanted to get a start in. The next one is also a freebie. It says Hello Summer. And there's quite a few. There's a spring one. This has, like, I think some pink flowers on the side. And there's a spring one with daisies, and I think there's all the months. I mean, all the seasons. So, okay. So then I moved on to When Flowers Bloom by Brenda Gervais. And this one I'm actually using some nice linen. I just started with the pink house, and I have a few errors in the windows, but I'm just going to hope and pray that they won't be real noticeable, because I didn't want to rip all of that out. But I like how it's turning out. I'm not normally into pink too much, but I like that. So a pink house. Okay, then there was another freebie. I want to say it's by Primitive Betty's. And my mom's name is Betty, so I thought that would be kind of fun to do. I was going to change the date because it says marked in my 7th year. And so I was going to try to do the math and figure out what year my mom would have been 7. But it was getting late in the day, so I just finished it up with how they had done it. But it's all finished. I worked on that a couple of evenings. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I kind of was toying doing like a little journal, maybe like on a composition folder type size notebook. We'll see. And then there was another Sabrosa pattern. This is a little picket fence. And then it has a blue house here, and it says something like "Such a Perfect Day" or something like that. So there's a few more fence posts to the side, and then that'll be as wide as it is. So it'll be another little piece. They're all small pieces that I'm working on. A lot of people did huge projects. I just didn't have that many charts in my stash, so I'm just going with what I could come up with. This was another freebie. This is as big as it is right here, and it'll say "Give Thanks," And then I think there's a row of pumpkins on the bottom. This one, I believe, was another Sabrosa pattern. It says pins, P-I on this side, and then N-S on this side. I wish I had done it in a darker color, but I really wanted to use that color. I'm gonna have to sneeze just a second. Okay, sorry. Nobody wanted to hear all that. So this one's finished. This is as big as it is. It's just a little pin keep. So just do a little type of pillow or something for that. To tell you the truth, I don't even know what this one's supposed to be. I can't remember. And I didn't add it to my Pinterest or my Instagram. So I couldn't tell real quick. I know I've started the border. And hopefully it still looks okay with these big blotches on there. We'll see. And then the last day was another peacock. And so I just started doing the body, and I did one of the little fun little circles for his tail. And that I'm just using some fancy floss with. And so that concluded my starts for Stitch Mania. Overall, I had a really good time. There really wasn't any pressure because I'm just doing free charts that I've been pinning on Pinterest for the longest time. And thought, oh, that would be cute. Or, oh, I should try that one. And so I finally got around to it. So I'm excited. I had the day off today, so I decided to try to do some more finishing. And so I started the day off with my Sabrosa piece, Have You Any Wool? And this one I've showed before and talked about how I was going to try to finish it with the scissors. And I've got a little bell right here. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I wish my scissors were up a little bit higher. I hadn't thought about the fact that the frame was going to hit here, and I'd already had it attached, and it was going to be quite a bit of work to try to take it out. So I thought, oh, it's okay. So I just tried to keep going with it, but now I sort of wish I'd redone it. But I actually have already finished the back, and so I think it's good. But anyway, overall, I'm happy with how it turned out. I don't know if you have been here in the past, but when I was doing it on the linen here, stitching it, I was too close to the edge. So I didn't really plan to have it this close to the edge, but that's what I had to work with. And I had worked my way up. I don't know, I think I started in the center on this one, which I normally don't do. And so that's how it turned out. So crazy. I always, from now on, I'm starting in the corner and working my way down, and hopefully it won't have to have that problem again. So anyway, but overall, I'm happy with how it turned out. So that was the first one I worked on. And then I decided to work on my, what's this called? Song of Seasons, I think, by Little House Needleworks. And this is in here, but it's not in here good. So there's a lot of straight lines on this one, and they're not lining up good. And I didn't have any sticky board, and I thought I could just wing it without it. But anyway, I think overall, once it gets straightened out, it's going to look cute in this frame. So that one will still need a little bit more work. I worked on the little robin that I had showed in the last video. It was a free pattern from Pinterest for the robin. And then I decided to try some of that embroidery that I see on Instagram all the time. And so I was real happy with how that turned out. So then I decided to just try to make it into a pillow. And so I just put a few charms on and a couple buttons. And after I had worked on a little bit more, I wish I had made the square a little bit smaller to start with. But other than that, I like it. When I was at the thrift store, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, they had little pieces of velvet, which was, you know, like a sample board for like an upholstery place or whatever. And so they were selling these little pieces of velvet for like 15 cents. So I had grabbed a few different colors. I had a blue and a teal, and then this one isn't velvet, but it was a pretty weave that I thought was nice. And then this one I thought would be good for pumpkins. It's not velvet, but it's just a woven fabric. And then there was like a suede-ish type of thing. Anyway, they were all 15 cents, and I thought, well, that would be good for pillow backs. So I took the one that I had finished up from Maynia, and I put some of the 15-cent velvet on the back. And then I put some of that SF 101 on the, ironed it to the back of the stitched piece, and then I filled it with walnut shells. So love how it turned out. So anyway, got that done. Then there was another one that I was considering, and it was this little red heart that I had stitched. And my plan was to do reverse applique. I don't know if you've ever done reverse applique. This is a real hideous attempt at it. Anyway, you turn under the edges of, in this case, the blue fabric, and stitch it down. Well, I was doing okay on these sides of the heart, but when it got to the point up here, it got a little funky on me. So I'm thinking like a little bow or something will probably cover up that little bit of an imperfection. But so I have a little blue star fabric that I'm going to put on the back of it and make it into a little pillow. So that's the next project. I haven't been really getting too many other things worked on around my house. Just been doing maynia. So I did do a new display for my table. Oh dear. Let me see if I can show you. I'm gonna have to get up. So I was at the thrift store and I came across these little succulent type. I don't know if have you seen many of those with at craft stores and whatnot right now, but they're really popular. Just a second.